Hey folks, I'm Becky with Enduring Finances. Welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at my budget breakdown for the month of November, how I did accomplishing my personal goals, what goals I set for myself for December, and just an overall overview of what's going on in life. So without further ado, let's jump into taking a look back on the goals that I set for myself for November and what I did or did not finish. So one of the first goals that I had was to walk or work out every single day. We are accomplishing this one. This is going to become more important moving forward in the next months, and I'll talk about that when we get to the goals for next year. But big goals, fitness goals next year. I finished up the rental remodel stuff. I have to go fix one thing in the bathroom, and I forgot to clean out the fridge, the wipe down everything else, and the blinds. But other than that, the house is ready. We'll have to keep up with all the yard work because I'm doing leaves at the house here and the rental house, so I have not raked all my fall leaves yet, so we'll get that knocked out of the way. I had my fall break, Thanksgiving break, and I wanted to do a Rover article and do quite a couple things with business stuff, and it just did not happen. I ended up doing school and just working on the house, and it just did not. It did not, but we did have an amazing Thanksgiving. We went to my family's house and spent time with them, and it was just great. And then I set up my training plan going into December and a tentative one for the next year as far as weight loss goals. So, I mean, for the most part, we did pretty good. We got all the way done with remodel stuff, fixed a big issue in the bathroom that I was having, and ready, got it posted up and available for people to do midterm rentals through Furnish Finder. So that is the big update there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the goals that I set for myself for December. So as far as December goals, we're going to continue to walk and work out every day. I wrote a training plan, trying to follow that going into December and get in the habit of working out. We'll see how that goes. I want to book my first guest at the house, and I have to figure out a couple things with Airbnb and VRBO to get that up and running, but I am up and available for rent on Furnish Finder, so if I could book my first guest, even if they're not in December, that would be fantastic. I'm going to finish raking all the leaves at this house and the rental house. I'm going to do one Rover article because I want to knock that out, and then I want to enjoy the holidays, and the last one that I have is get a part-time job, and I might not get that in December, but we're going to work on doing that. I had a couple of changes with my GI Bill and class schedules and where we're doing with that, and so I'll be going to school part-time in the spring. And so the idea is go school part-time, get a part-time job, hopefully here in Mountain Home, and just kind of work through that and get through life. But those are my goals for December. Going into the new year should be pretty good. Hopefully we'll get this house up and moving and get some guests in and out and make some income in it, so I'm not just wasting money. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into my budget breakdown. Okay, so this will be the last month that we have the breakdown like this. My fiance and I are combining expenses as far as house and other not, so this will be the last time where I'm counting my future rental house under my personal expenses, and it is finally transitioning over to a full-time business expense. So personal expenses are going to drastically adjust the next couple of months as we go through this transition. But let's jump into my personal expenses. Biggest one, mortgage on the rental house, $1,209. Car insurance, $71.30 there. Trash is every other month for my rental house, $50.42. Slight increase there. Didn't owe sewer and didn't owe water this month, and I counted all the internet underneath the business expense because I'm not there at all, and so it's automatically just a business expense. So that's one of the things that I started. Electrical is way down, $22.56 for electrical with that. And then we get into groceries, and this is where it kind of jumps over into that transition, because my fiance and I are splitting groceries right now, and so I'm buying some, she's buying some. So total for what I spent on groceries for us is $323.75. It's me, her, and our daughter. So that's what we did. Eating out, Papa Murphy's. We are big Papa Murphy's fans in this house. We probably have that at least once a month. BSU got a couple coffees and whatnot, $6.34. And then we went to Twin Falls to pick up a bike, and we got Yomi Sushi, which is not, we didn't get sushi, we got like teriyaki stuff, and it was amazing. But that brought the total to $57.36 for eating out as far as what I foot the bill for. As far as gas, I ended up spending $68.70 on personal. Most of this is going to be business, going back and forth, doing the rental house. So that's where the predominantly all that's coming from. We've got that business credit for $202.13 split between the rental house and my additional income. As far as health and maintenance, $200 on counseling this month, and then had to get the sprinklers blown out at the house. That was $60, so $260 there. And then fun and other, I put down a deposit on our wedding photographer. We found one that I really liked. Had to pay a deposit to get her booked for the day and to get everything set up there. So that was $450 for the wedding. And then I ended up spending about $59.34 on more Christmas stuff. So that brought my total personal expenses to $2,572.43. Let's jump into business expenses. So as far as business expenses goes, internet took over the total rental house internet on this, $59.60 there. Didn't owe anything for much security. And during finances, didn't have anything. Holy Smokes Photography is where we're going to jump into a little bit more of expenses, because we had Etsy fees, $34.59. Etsy marketing, $27.07. And then I spent $341.59 on printing. And that is for my annual calendar and for some print sales that I had. So that's a combined, bringing my total business expenses for Holy Smokes Photography to $403.25. As far as the rental house, big one, gas, $196. Lowe's, buying more stuff for the house to fix things, $110.86. eBay, $16.94. I was looking for a very specific handle for my tub and a new tub spout, and so I ended up spending that. Didn't get the quite right one, but ended up finding the one that I needed. Amazon, we spent $137.86. I bought bedding, sheets, pillowcases, some mattress covers. Big chunk of expenses going into that, but very worth it. So I ended up spending $462.34 on the rental house, bringing my total business expenses to $930.64. But like I said, the rental house is now posted up and almost functioning completely, so we should be hopefully seeing some income come in there to kind of offset this. So let's go ahead and get into the income breakdown. So we have my VA benefit, fixed rate, $524.31. My GI Bill, $2,044. And then other, $500 from other that's been set up for a while now. And then I got $1,000 from another source that I'm just going to leave as personal for that. So I ended up getting $1,500 from other. We earned $10.98 from Enduring Finances. 23 cents of that is from website ads. And then I sold some stuff. We're counting that in Enduring Finances. So we earned $10.89 there. As far as Holy Smokes Photography, $100 in calendars, $161.98 in print sales, photographs, and then $1.34 in stock photos, bringing in a total $263.32. We didn't earn anything on the rental house because it wasn't posted up yet. And then additional income, I did earn $60 dog sitting for one of my repeat clients. Luckily, I was already traveling into Boise for one of the days. They needed me to watch her for a couple hours, and then the other day I just went in and split between housework and dog sitting. So I ended up bringing in a total of $4,402.52, which is phenomenal. We definitely needed that to kind of boost things going into December, which is always a very expensive month for me. In total, we ended up bringing in $899.45 in take-home pay that it did not go for expenses, which is good. We're going to turn right around and use that in December. It got Jackson to the vet, Christmas, and just some big expenses that come out in December. Looking at the total breakdown, rental house expenses, $462.34, no income. During finances, no expenses, $10.89 income. And then Holy Smokes Photography, $403.25 in expenses, and $263.32 in income. So we saw a loss of $139.93, but we purchased inventory with the calendars to sell out of those, so we'll see that come back in the next couple of months there. But overall, I mean, fantastic month. We had a really big expense with the wedding photo deposit, which was a lot, and sprinkler blowout, and just getting stuff for the rental house to get it going. Like I said, this is going to be one of the last months where we see the breakdown this way as we transition over into combining finances eventually with my fiance and getting married this late spring. Kind of get to come through me with that transition as we figure it out together. So starting next month, the rental house and everything expense-wise will be considered a business expense and broken down in the budget officially that way. Hopefully we get our first tenant, even if it's just Airbnb and for one weekend. I'd be happy just to get something going. But I am very excited to see how this rental house does. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it performs very well and we do not lose money doing this investment. I foresee that it will perform very well, but it's just that initial getting it up and going is going to be the hard part there. But lots of things coming in the new year. Hopefully going to find a new job, go to school part-time, continue on this business type stuff, and just figure it out, because that's what we're doing right now. We're just figuring it out. So I'm going to leave it here, and I will see you in my next video where I break down my investment returns for the month of November and how my retirement accounts and my stock portfolio did overall. So I will see you then. Bye, folks.